All right, everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yes, indeed.
And today we've got something pretty interesting lined up.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of those where I was looking at the source material and I'm thinking, like, how are we going to connect these dots?
Yeah.
But you always seem to find a way.
Well, we'll see. We'll give it a shot.
So what we have is a speech by Elon Musk at Madison Square Garden endorsing Donald Trump.
Interesting combo.
Yeah. And I mean, the speech itself is kind of all over the place. He's got like policy proposals, but then he's also got like this motivational speaker kind of thing going on.
It's a rally, right?
Yeah. And so we're going to try to pick out some themes and figure out what it all means.
All right. It sounds good. I'm ready.
So right off the bat, Musk comes out and he calls himself Dark Gothic Magi.
Dark Gothic Magi.
Which I don't even know what that means, but it sounds kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah. It's very evocative.
And then he goes on to endorse Trump, right? So that's the headline. But then he starts talking about how he wants to cut $2 trillion from the federal budget.
Wow. $2 trillion. That's a lot.
Yeah, like where does that even come from?
Well, he doesn't really get into specifics.
Right. It's more like a general idea.
Yeah, he's painting a picture.
And a lot of what he's saying is about taxes and government spending.
Okay.
He basically says that they're the same thing.
Right.
That government spending is just another form of taxation.
Which is an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, and he's saying that it's a burden on the American people.
Right. Less government, lower taxes, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And he talks about how he wants to get the government off people's backs and even proposes a system to track early voting.
Interesting.
So, you know, it's not just about endorsing Trump, it's about a whole vision of America.
Right. A smaller, less intrusive government.
Yeah.
And a really successful future. He really emphasizes that.
Oh, yeah. He's super optimistic about the future.
Like America's going to be amazing.
If we just do what he says.
But he doesn't put it quite like that.
But that's the implication.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And then at the end, he's really trying to fire up the crowd.
Yeah, get out the vote.
He wants everyone to go out and vote for Trump and bring their friends and family.
Like a landslide victory.
He wants it to be overwhelming.
So what do you think all of this means then?
Well, I mean, it's interesting, right?
For sure.
Because on the one hand, he's talking about cutting taxes and shrinking the government.
Which are kind of classic conservative ideas.
Right. But on the other hand, he's also talking about this incredibly ambitious future.
With technology and innovation at the forefront.
Yeah, and that's not something you typically hear from conservatives.
So it's like he's trying to bridge these two different worlds.
Yeah, like a fusion of conservatism and techno-optimism.
Exactly. And I think that's where the idea of only men comes in.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
So think about the language that Musk uses throughout the speech.
Okay.
He talks about ripping out waste and getting the government off your back.
Right. It's very forceful.
Yeah, and that kind of language taps into this idea of strength and decisiveness.
Which are often associated with masculinity.
Exactly, and it's not just the language, it's also the way he presents himself.
Like a leader, a problem solver.
Right, someone who's not afraid to take charge.
And that image of the strong, decisive leader is very appealing to a lot of people.
Especially in times of uncertainty or anxiety.
Like they want someone who can come in and fix everything.
Exactly. And so I think Musk is consciously or unconsciously tapping into those only men ideals.
To make his message more persuasive.
Right. He's associating himself with those qualities of strength and leadership.
And it's interesting because it's not just him, right?
No, not at all.
We see this all the time in politics and business.
Like people are drawn to leaders who project that image of masculinity.
Yeah. And so it makes you wonder.
What?
Like, are those the only qualities that matter in a leader?
Right. Are we overlooking other important traits?
Just because they don't fit that traditional masculine mold.
Exactly. That's something to think about.